when we bring Moldavite into our life, it's like literally a key turns inside of us, or a door opens that unleashes this wave of transformational power and completely increases our manifestation, completely increases and expedites our spiritual evolution, completely throws everything up in the air and gives you a chance to really look at it and decide what you want to catch and what you want to let fall to the ground. Welcome back to another Vibes and Frequencies video. My name's Nathan, and if you happen to be new to my channel here, I talk about crystals and crystal energy because to me, it is the most spiritually profound in the transformation. They are powerful tools of transformation. Now, this being said, today's video is about a crystal I know that all of my subscribers here totally love, and you know I totally love it too, and it is Moldavite, okay? So, more specifically, because of course I've made lots of videos on Moldavite, this video is all about using Moldavite to access the different dimensional layers to our consciousness in terms of thought, in terms of the inner voice we hear within ourselves, and using Moldavite to further our spiritual evolution and our capabilities to access and understand which voice is the real voice that is yours. Not the anxious voice, not the ego voice, not the, you see what I'm saying? This is what this video is about. If you can't tell, I'm hyped to talk about it. So let's get into it. First things first. I know you probably have a pretty awesome grasp on Moldavite, its capabilities, its benefits, its effects, all of the above and everything underneath. I'm sure you've got a great grasp on it, but this is important to the direction of this video, so I will find myself saying it anyways. And it is that Moldavite is the most profound and incredible crystal / tool that I have ever used to really dissolve layers of myself, to really dissolve these layers of things that I picked up in my life from, for example, childhood, from relationships, from every experience. We all can acknowledge that we pick things up along the way, and we kind of start using all these things that happen in our life as an example to create our personal reality, right? It creates our personality, and we start feeling like this is who we are because this is what I've experienced, right? So-and-so laughs when I act like this, and so does so-and-so over here. So I must be funny when I do this. Now I'm the funny guy who will always do this for the rest of my life, and we start to create this kind of karmic echo of this role that just keeps expanding, right? Like we're rolling down a hill, constantly experiencing the same things over and over and over again, right? So that was a big mouthful. But this is a really incredible power of Moldavite, is to dissolve these layers. It's the ability, when we're working with it, to let go, to shed our skin, to shed this weight that we're carrying and feel the lightness of what we truly are, to feel the true power and infinite potential within us. Now, the thing here is that when I was younger, and I'm talking about like 6 months ago, right? In this stage, even still, just 6 months ago, I found myself hearing a voice in my head since I was a child. There's this voice, it's like this narration that's constantly happening. And I associated myself with the narrator. That's who I thought I was, okay? Now, there's also another piece of the fact that I thought who I was is how other people see me. I would base myself off of basically going to sleep at night and thinking of all the interactions I had with everybody else throughout the day and imagining how they felt about me, whether they like me or not, so on and so forth, right? So Moldavite dissolved these layers that I'm talking about and working with it, vibrationally speaking and physically speaking. Like literally physically, I have lost some layers to myself, okay? And this being said, through this, I have been able to experience the fact that there are many different dimensions to my thought, to the thought process in my mind, and many different dimensions and layers to my existence. This being said, there are literally multiple dimensions that are taking place within our mind, and because our reality is created from the inside out, we see these layers outside of us as well. But this video is targeting specifically the internal layers because just skip the middleman, you know? Don't go trying to change the outside world. You just fix the inside one, and then the outside one will reflect it, right? So I associated with my ego for the longest time, thinking that everything was happening to me, thinking that every interaction I had with somebody was somehow based on how awesome I came off across as, or how much they didn't like me, or how good I looked this day, right? These kinds of things, I really, really did exist from the standpoint for a vast majority of my life. And this being said, I also experienced the karmic habitual layers quite often. I find myself falling into similar cycles. I find now, from a higher perspective, that reality is quite cyclical, and we tend to experience, I'm sure you guys can relate, the same thing every single day, right? And we keep doing the same thing every day, but we don't seem to understand, or somehow it doesn't click in our mind, that literally we're experiencing the same thing every single day because we're doing the same thing every day. We are feeling the same way every day. If we choose to feel different, the day itself will change. When I feel good, I find myself living a completely different person's life than when I feel bad, okay? I never feel bad because of the way my external world is. My external world is the way that it is because of the way that I'm feeling bad. I'm manifesting it for myself. So, where I really want to go with this video is the fact that once I brought Moldavite into my life, I started sounding like this. Far out, right? And it might seem far out when we are inside of our cycles, right? These kinds of thinking, the kind of back and forth discussion with myself, this kind of different perspective, it can seem perhaps insane. It can seem perhaps, ungrounded, maybe a little bit ridiculous, maybe a little bit delusional. But the thing is when you bring Moldavite into your life and we allow the vibration to shift with us just by keeping it on us, just by having it with us, just by looking at it in the sunlight, okay, just by going to sleep with it, right? Any of these things, we are creating what is referred to, and I've got from Bashar. If you guys aren't familiar with Bashar, I do recommend checking it out. I'm not going to go too deep into what Bashar is all about because I'm not Bashar. But I really resonate with the fact that he talks about permission slips, that we are manifesting everything and we could literally create and experience anything from any snap of the fingers inside of us. But because we exist within a physical dimension, we create things that are physical, which are permission slips that we use to allow ourselves to feel a certain way. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's literally how this physical dimension works, and it's part of what we came here to experience. So, crystals, for example, I can feel the feeling of a crystal without having the crystal. The crystal doesn't even need to exist for me to experience the consciousness shift of it. But because in my core, I believe in the power of crystals, and that is a permission slip that resonates with me, when I get a new crystal, it completely shifts my reality and I experience the power of it. Because to me, it's a permission slip that works. Everyone was going to end up having different permission slips, but if you're watching this video, you're like me, and you have a very powerful permission slip in crystals because they're super awesome, right? I'm with you guys. This is the best permission slip ever, crystals. I am so glad that I vibrationally resonated to choose an existence where that's what made sense to me and that's what works for me, because crystals are just badass, right? So by bringing Moldavite into our lives, it is literally a permission slip, okay? We are manifesting Moldavite and the fact that it exists in reality in the first place, right? We are vibrationally creating the fact that we can see, hold it, and experience it. You are literally manifesting all of the Moldavite videos that I have made, if this makes sense, right? We are vibrationally creating that for ourselves to give us permission to experience the power of it. So when we bring Moldavite into our life, it's like literally a key turns inside of us, or a door opens that unleashes this wave of transformational power and completely increases our manifestation, completely increases and expedites our spiritual evolution, completely throws everything up in the air and gives you a chance to really look at it and decide what you want to catch and what you want to let fall to the ground, right? And it's in this toss in the air of everything we thought we were. It's in this as they rain to the ground, deciding what do we want to use our hands, our two hands, to catch. Maybe we don't have space. Maybe we don't have energetic space for all of it. It's in this decision that we find a visualization, actually, of the layers of our thoughts. and we can feel who we truly are. We are not the ego mind. We are not the karmic habitual mind. We are of the higher mind. But all of the lower dimensions under that are part of what we came here to experience. So they're not bad. They are a vibrational choice that we've made for ourselves. And I promise you that by bringing Moldavite into your life, by working with it consistently, you will release layers that you are holding on to and don't want to be experiencing, and you will find yourself visually and in all other dimensions of just not just visualization, but you will smell the layers, okay? You will taste them. It just becomes so tangible, so tangibly awesome with Moldavite. It's freaking spectacular that we can reach out and we can touch all the different dimensions of who we are, and we have an opportunity to choose who we want to be and what we want to experience at any given moment. So how do we use Moldavite to shift between the layers of our consciousness and to visually see them and experience and to find the true voice and the true power that is who we are and what we came here to be and do? Just by you buying Moldavite. If you resonate with this video, if this excites you, if you've watched this far, then that means just by having Moldavite, you are triggering this in your life. You would not be perceiving me in this video. You would not be perceiving this information or experiencing it as positive or profound. You would not be having any aha moments if this wasn't a permission slip that you created for yourself. So what does this mean? You've already done it. You, as of this moment, have already started the expansion and the vibrational shift to perceive of the layers of your consciousness and discover your true voice. And I have a pretty good feeling you're already speaking with it, whether you know it or not. If you have Moldavite and if you've watched this video, then you are on this path. There's nothing that we need to do. We just resonate with different permission slips and with different things in our lives. So this right now is a powerful sign that you are on a seriously profound wave of transformation, and your life is looking good, baby. It's looking good. So thank you all so much for being part of this video with me, because for me, you are all a permission slip of sorts as well, just as I am and just as Moldavite is for all of us, right? So thank you for that. Thank you so much. I can't even begin to scratch the surface of it. This being said, I'm going to end this video here. Don't forget to drop a like below. Don't forget to drop a comment below, because I love talking to you guys, and you guys always have incredible things to say. You are just as much a part of this whole experience as the video itself. You literally are the video to me. That sounds weird. And definitely subscribe too. Okay. I'm weird and awkward. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you in a day from today for my next video, and thanks for watching this one.